is 7 o'clock. We'll call the meeting to order. Welcome, everybody, and we do have a quorum with a full board. We'll open the meeting with a moment of silence that you can observe as you feel appropriate. Thank you very much. Now, if you stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. This time we have some recognitions and awards. Dr. Randall?
Yes, sir, Mr. President. We have a MathCon Gold medalists as well as our valedictorians and salutatorians tonight. So if the board would join me out front.
Good evening. Every year, approximately 50,000 students nationwide compete in the MathCon competition. The first round of the competition is an online competition, and then the top 1% of the students who score the highest on the math online competition are invited to attend the finals in Chicago, Illinois at the University of Illinois, Chicago. We had 8 LCISD students qualify for the final round this year. Unfortunately, one of them couldn't join us in Chicago due to a scheduling conflict. But of those 7 of them traveled and competed in the finals. In the final round, they have 70 minutes to complete 50 very challenging math problems. The problems are so rigorous that a majority of the students finish about half of the questions confidently. Of those 8 students, 7 of our competitors scored honorable mention. Of 7 competitors, 4 of them scored honorable mention, and we have 1 gold medalist. I'd like to introduce you to Arshan Ali. Arshan is currently a junior. Arshan is a junior at George Ranch High School. He will be interning this summer at Texas Children's Hospital and hopes to enter a career in the medical field when he finishes college.
Parents are here, if they would stand and wave so that we can recognize them as well.
Arshan's mom, Amina, is here.
Good evening. School Board President Mr. Steenbergen, members of the school board, Superintendent of Schools Dr. Randall. I am proud, honored, and pleased to introduce to you tonight Lamar Consolidated High School's 2017 Salutatorium and Valedictorian. Our salutatorium is Kelsey Calcamy. She's the daughter of Chris and Martha Calcamy. Will you please stand? There they are in the back. Chelsea has a grade point average of 115.8. This fall, she will be pursuing a degree in biology and taking pre-med courses at the University of Texas at Dallas. Eventually, she plans to join Doctors Without Borders to use her passion for science to help others without medical resources readily available. Throughout her high school career, she is highly involved in the Mighty Mustang Band, the science department programs, academic UIL, students with testimony, the community, and her church. She held leadership positions every year in the band program. These positions included her freshman and sophomore year representative. She was the chaplain, squad leader, section leader, junior drum major, and drum major. She also qualified for state solo ensemble all 4 years and made TEMEA, that's Texas Music Educators Awards, All-State 5A and 2 years. She also received the John Phillips Sousa Award, Outstanding Soloist at the Statewide Ensemble, and Outstanding Musician within the Lamar Wind Ensemble. Chelsea is also a member of the Science Academic UIL team. She placed second with the Lamar team her sophomore year and placed first in biology within the district year, her junior year, and advanced to regionals. Chelsea has also significantly contributed to her community. She has volunteered over 178 hours at various organizations with Richmond and Rosenberg, and as a result, she's received her service cord and an honored Mustang graduate. Chelsea has received numerous outstanding students and Lions Club awards at the Mustang Honor Awards as well. This year, she will receive, that is, the Comcast Leaders and Achievers Scholarship, Memorial Herman Scholarship, Society of Professional Women in Petroleum Scholarship, and one of the Mighty Mustang Band Scholarships. Her academic excellence has greatly impacted her not only at Lamar, but in our community as well. Chelsea Calcame. Lamar Consolidated High School's valedictorian is Chimoma Orakwe. Chimoma is the daughter of Alexandra and Mary Rose Orakwe. Will you please stand? Chimoma has a grade point average of 117.0109. She has also received the following awards and honors: Mustang Award for Student of the Year in English 3 AP, Spanish 3 AP, Algebra 2 Pre-AP, and Biology AP. Chimoma has been involved in such extracurricular activities as Club Interact, in which she was the secretary, Skills USA, she was a member of the first place team Quiz Bowl, Academic UIL, National Technology Honor Society member, Student Council, Lamar Medical Society, Criminal Justice Association, and the National Honor Society. Chimoma plans to attend the University of North Texas, where she will major in business and someday hopes to own her own business. Chimoma Orakwe.
Good evening, Mr. Stenberg, members of the Board of Trustees, Dr. Randall. It is my pleasure to introduce to you B.F. Terry High School salutatorian for the year of 2017, Mr. Adrian Vela. Adrian attended Williams Elementary, Navarro Middle School, George Junior High, and he has spent the last 4 years at Terry High School. While at Terry, Adrian was the president of the National Honor Society. He was also captain of the Terry soccer team for the last 2 years. Also, we are proud that Adrian is the National Hispanic Scholar. He has also received numerous academic awards, include academic award in calculus, also in AP biology, and many, many other courses. This fall, Adrian will attend Duke University, and he is planning to study economics, history, and environmental science. Upon graduating, Adrian is planning to attend law school and is still thinking about probably pursuing a professional career in soccer. Adrian received over $200,000 worth of scholarships, and he was admitted into about 12 universities, some of them some Ivy League schools included. He was a hard decision, but he finally chose to go to North Carolina to attend Duke University. Please help me to congratulate Adrian V. Oh, I'm so sorry. I apologize. Adrian's mom, Miss Olivia Vela. I don't know if she's present. She's not here. Thank you. Val, our valedictorian for the year 2017 at Terry High School, Miss Romisa Ken. Romisa is the daughter of Alim and Verena Odom. Romisa attended Thomas Elementary, Navarro Middle School, George Junior High, and she has spent the last 4 years at Terry High School. Romisa will graduate with a GPA of 118. While the last 4 years at Terry, she was the vice president for the National Honor Society. She has also served as the vice president for the Rotaract Interact Club. She's been a member of the International Thespian Honor Society. She's also participated in the Youth in Philanthropy. She is a member of the academic UIL, and also she has served over 200 hours to receive a Service Corps Award. Romiso is going to graduate and move on to attend Rice University, and she is going to double major in chemistry and chemical engineering with a minor in environmental science. After undergrad, Romiso plans to attend medical school. And Romiso, after medical school, she plans to specialize in neurology. So please join me to congratulate Romiso. And her parents could not attend tonight, Ms. Alim and Verena Odom. Thank you.
Good evening, distinguished members of the board, Dr. Randall. My name is Leslie McDowell, and I'm an assistant principal at Foster High School. Jerry Kipping asked me to let you know that he would be here if he could, but he is in Victoria with our fourth round softball playoffs. So, so good luck to those ladies. I get the honor then tonight of introducing our valedictorian and salutatorian for Foster High School. Tonight our salutatorian is Jade Kanemitsu. Jade is the daughter of Wayne and Connie Kanemitsu. If you would please stand. Jade has a GPA of 119.4071. At Foster, Jade serves as treasurer of the National Honor Society and is a member of the Academic Decathlon, Wit Club, Green Club, Interact, Asian American Culture Club, Trans Cultural Club, and Foster Friends. Her interests outside of school include tennis and boxing. She would like to pursue a career in medicine, preferably specializing in ophthalmology or dermatology. This fall, Jade will be attending Rice University and plans to study biological sciences and statistics. And our valedictorian is Andrea Wen. Andrea is the daughter of David and Lynn Wen. If you would please stand. Andrea has a GPA of 120.107 and has received the valedictorian exemption. At Foster, Andrea is a member of the National Honor Society, the Power Set Club, Interact Service Club, UIL Academic Team, and varsity tennis. She placed first in UIL Academic Science and is the District 27 5A Girls Singles Champion. Andrea sees herself working in the computer engineering field and would like for that work to be an asset and contribution to society, benefiting the lives of others. This fall, she will be attending the University of Texas at Austin and plans to study electrical and chemical engineering. Congratulations.
Good evening, President Steenbergen, Dr. Randall, and members of the school board. It is with great pleasure I present to you the valedictorian and salutatorian for George Ranch High School. We will first start with the salutatorian, Miss Mashal Muthani. She is joined tonight by her parents, Rubina and Fareed Muthani. Would you please stand? As well as her sister, Mahek Muthani, who is a class of 2014 graduate from George Ranch High School and was a valedictorian. So it runs in the bloodline. She's graduating with a GPA of 119.1667. Some of her honors was she was a lecture scholarship recipient, Service Corps recipient, AP scholar with distinction. Some of her activities, she's NHS President of Tutoring, UNICEF Co-President, Mu Alpha Theta member, and part of the Science Olympiad. Once she graduates high school, she plans to attend Texas A&M University and major in biomedical engineering, and she plans to be a genetic engineer. What she hopes to accomplish in life is to adopt and provide educational opportunities to as many children that her time and resources will allow. The things that she'll remember about George Ranch High School is congested hallways and the aromatic scent of the cafeteria, and they will always hold a special place in her heart. Ms. Mashal Mathani. The valedictorian for George Ranch High School for the class of 2017 is Ms. Kara Kaufman. Kara is joined tonight by her mother, Mrs. Sandra Elkins. Would you please stand? Kara has a GPA of 119.2741. Some of her honors is she earned the University of Arkansas Honors College Fellowship, which is a full-ride scholarship, the GRHS ProGrad Scholarship, and she is a National Merit Scholarship finalist, and we just found out not too long ago she's also a National Merit Scholarship recipient. Some of her clubs that she involved in during high school was she was a member of the George Ranch High School Band for all 4 years, drum major for 2 years, marching leader, band librarian for 1 year, 2-year member of GRHS Flute Choir, GRHS Musical Orchestra. She was a 1-year member of the GRHS Marching Percussion. She's involved in NHS, UIL, Social Studies, and competed as a finalist level at the Texas French Symposium. Her plans are to attend the University of Arkansas, where she will double major in honors economics and honors accounting. Her career plans are to attend a medical school and become either an ER pediatrician or a neonatologist, and eventually open up her own practice. What she wants to accomplish in life is save lives while finding a work-life balance. What she remembers most about high school is football games, pep rallies, being able to reach out of her comfort zone enough to make friends with people that she never thought she would be friends with. Miss Kara Kaufman.
A big congratulations to all of our students, Mr. President.
That is fantastic. It blows me away, these kids. Pardon me, young adults. Dr. Randall.
We do have one introduction for you this evening.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen of the board. Tonight I'd like to introduce you to the assistant principal of Lindsay Elementary, Miss Bethany Cunningham. Bethany is joined tonight by her husband, Chris, their children, Wyatt, Lila, and Miles, and her parents, Howard and Jody Foreman. If you guys would please stand. Bethany is a May 2005 graduate of HBU with a bachelor's degree in management. In 2012, she earned her master's in educational leadership from the University of Houston Clear Lake. She has 11 years of education experience, including 7 years of teaching and 4 years as an assistant principal. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations and welcome.
Thank you. At this time, we have any audience patrons?
Yes, Mr. President. We are now at the portion of the meeting when the board allots time to hear persons who desire to make comments to the board. Persons who wish to speak to the board must sign up to do so as they arrive, and then must indicate the topic about which they wish to speak. No presentation shall exceed 5 minutes. Delegations of more than 5 persons shall appoint 1 person to present their views. The board will hear the concerns, but the board cannot deliberate, discuss, or make a decision on any subject that is not posted on the agenda. Persons who wish to speak to the board cannot complain about a district officer or employee in open session. Such concerns are heard in closed session after proper posting of the agenda item has occurred. As you come forward, would you please state your name and your address? Our first speaker is David Burshek.
Dr. Randall, President Steenbergen, and the board, thank you for hearing us. This is the first time in perhaps 7 months that, to last in 5, that I'm relatively speechless. My neighbors and I from Sweetgrass, and hopefully from some other elderly communities, were hoping to hear from the board tonight a debate on whether or not they were going to grant the local option exemption for over 65 and disabled. I was amazed, disappointed, and shocked to find out that it had been taken off of the agenda. I thought last meeting, and several of the other people that sat with us through the meeting thought that it had simply been tabled because no numbers were presented or discussed other than the numbers that I had presented at various times. So I hope that the board will see fit to put it back on the agenda for the next meeting. The deadline for approving such a local option exemption is July 1st, and so your June meeting would take care of that. I'm assuming you're having a June meeting. So I've changed this 3 times, so bear with me for a second. I was going to give numbers to support our request, and then I decided it was more important because members of the administration and perhaps the board feel that this type of exemption cannot be applied to the capped amount that we are paying now, okay? And I believe that it is. So I changed it, and look in your packet, pages 2 and 3 are what I'm going to concentrate on. Page 2 is the section 11.13 of the Texas Property Code. And first, paragraphs B, C, and D. I'm going to go fast because I only have 5 minutes. The sections are the first section is the state mandated homestead exemption. That's B. C is the state mandated over 65, and D is the local option exemption. If you look at the words that are highlighted, I think they're in yellow on your sheet. It basically says on all 3, is entitled to an exemption of the appraised value. 3 times. 2 different kinds, maybe 3 different kinds of exemptions. Every one of them says of the appraised value. We get into Constitution and reading what the words are and what do the words mean. And 3 times appraised value says appraised value. I would think that the exemption would apply in that case. Then look at page 3, and that is a frequently asked questions announcement from Glenn Hager, the controller. The 4th and 5th bullet points of Controller's Hager's FAQ are really important. The 4th one, optional percentage exemption. Any taxing unit, including a city, county, school, or special district, may offer an exemption of up to 20% of a home's value, but no matter what the percentage is, the amount of an optional exemption cannot be less than $5,000. Now, each taxing unit decides if it will offer the exemption and at what percentage. This percentage exemption is added to any other home exemption an owner qualifies for. The 5th point, optional age 65 or older or disabled exemptions. Any taxing unit may offer an additional exemption of at least $3,000 for taxpayers 65, older, or disabled. So my question is, out of these documents, if it cannot be subtracted to benefit a taxpayer, why would a taxing unit offer an exemption if it didn't reduce the taxes due? I think that's plain. That's what the legislature intended when this section was written. My personal experience in Cy-Fair, a neighbor's experience in Spring Branch, and then I personally called Humble, Channelview, and Texas City. All of them give the local option. Humble is $5,000, Channelview $30,000, Texas City $10,900. And each of the people in those offices said that they apply it to the capped value to reduce the taxes due for over 65s. So, I'm running out of time, so I'll just finish up. Recently I was reminded in a meeting I went to a couple weeks ago of some words from Winston Churchill. It happened, during some of the darkest times in World War II. And I certainly am not Winston Churchill, and we're not hiding from German bombs, but I feel it applies to our request. Never, 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 never give up. Thank you.
Eileen Harper.
Good afternoon. Let me see if I can tip that a little tall here. Thank you for this opportunity to address the board. I am the Executive Director of the Family Life and Community Resource Center, and I have with me
Dr. Sharon Delaspore, President of FLCRC.
We bring good news. We have been providing services in the Richmond-Rosenberg community for the last 13 years. And tonight we just wanted to take this opportunity to share with the Board of Trustees who we are and what we are doing for the community. We actually have been providing educational resources and services to students and parents in this community for the last 13 years. We have worked in collaboration with the school district. We are very thankful and grateful to have a superintendent that works with the community in bringing the best quality resources to our students. We have a conference that's coming up on June the 8th. It's a community conference. We are a TEA approved provider, so continuing education credits will be provided to any educator as well as community leaders who want to attend this event. This is an approved we are approved by Lamar CISD to distribute these flyers. We have this information, and we would just like to invite this board to come out and see what we are doing to try and bridge that home to gap, the home to family, home to school gap that sometimes exists within our families and our students. Did you have anything you'd like to add?
Just to share some of the opportunities that we'll be having sessions as far as college and career readiness. We'll be having sessions to help our parents to understand a lot of college and career readiness needs that our students have. We'll be also having things in regards to how we can build our families, how we can build our communities together to work within the school district. We're also going to be looking a lot into parent involvement because we do understand that that is a huge key for our school districts. We're talking with nonprofit organizations. We're talking about service learning. One of the amazing things that we were hearing that the salutatorians and valedictorians that you have had a lot of service hours because we know that volunteerism is extremely important. So a lot of this comes also from the fact that we do also have a youth organization known as Yale, and that is our youth ambassadors. And so we build in with them also leadership skills and opportunities for them to have that service learning opportunity.
And just to highlight a couple of other things, everyone that works with FLCRC, we are licensed providers as well as certified counselors, school principals. So all of our individuals have been vetted with numerous years. We have over 100 years of experience in this field. We are not trying to replace anyone or any programs within the schools. We are trying to work in collaboration with the school district, and so we want to make you guys aware of what we are doing. We provide parenting seminars. We've been providing them on a monthly basis since the startup of this school year. We utilize facilities here in this community to make it convenient for our parents. We utilize the Richmond-Rosenberg Center. We utilize George Memorial Library. We also utilize the campuses here in the school district. And so we just wanted to take this opportunity to introduce to you who we are and let you know that we are providing these services. And if you have an opportunity, I don't know if we can leave this information with you, but we have flyers and brochures that kind of highlight additional information about us as well as the different sessions. We will have over 18 different sessions available. This conference is free for students to attend. Okay? Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much. Thank you. This time we'll move to approval of minutes. Could I have a motion to approve the minutes from the April 18th, 2017 special meeting workshop?
Make a motion to approve the minutes.
Is there a second to that? Any discussion on those minutes? All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? There are none. Thank you. Entertain a motion to approve the minutes of April 20th, 2017 regular board meeting.
I move to approve the minutes of the April 20th, 2017 regular board meeting.
Is there a second to that? Ms. Kaminsky, any discussion, comments? All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? There are none. Thank you. The board member reports.
Mr. President, we had our facilities meeting today, and I have some very good news. On the 2011 bond project update under Gilbane Construction, the Ag Barn number 2 is 95% complete, and their substantial completion is expected to be the week of June 5th of 2017. They will also be doing their 11-month warranty walkthrough for Fulshire High School and Lehman Junior High School, which is scheduled for Monday, June the 5th. On the next bond program, the 2014 bond, we had an update from Veneer, Rice, and Gardner, and this is somewhat lengthy, but everything is good. You're going to hear a lot of projects are at budget or under budget. The first one is Bentley Elementary School. They are working with the contractor to actually close out the project. The Lindsay Elementary School, the building is near completion. The furniture and equipment purchases are underway, and their installation planning is for July. The Don Carter Elementary School, we will be receiving a recommendation for awarding it to Dramala Construction, and the project is under budget. The Support Services Center, recommendation for the award will be to C.A. Walker from Houston, and the project also is under budget. The baseball complex at Terry High School, recommendation for award will be to Millis Development of Missouri City, and this project will be at budget. The HVAC web-based controls, recommendation for the award will go to Johnson Controls, and this project is going to be under budget. The natatoriums, George Ranch High School, Foster High School, and Fulshire High School, they have received 7 competitive seal proposals, and they are currently reviewing the contractor qualifications, and they will be planning on bringing the recommendation to the board at the June board meeting. The band hall additions at Terry High School and Lamar High School, construction will begin on the Terry High School site the last week of May, and the first week of June will be at Lamar Consolidated. The contractor for this will be ICLO Construction. Pink Elementary repairs, construction will begin when school is out for the summer. The chiller replacements at Seguin, Travis, and the Alternative Learning Center, the chiller replacements have been completed. The remaining larger chillers, which will be at Frost, Huggins, and Wessendorf, are scheduled for replacement in June of 2017. Huggins Elementary new parent drive and parking, the project is complete and under budget. Foster High School water plant upgrades, the final designs are underway. Then we have the district-wide site lighting. The construction documents for 46 sites are being finalized. And the final one is the district-wide card reader access controls. The construction documents are now being developed. So I think this is a very, very good report.
Yeah, thank you, Ms. Kaminsky.
Thank you. Okay. On Tuesday, we did have a technology committee meeting, and what was pointed out to us, the first 3 pages, you see a lot of projects say complete, 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 complete. So that just means we could add more projects, right? We have 2 agenda items tonight. One is the upgrade
The case upgrade, this upgrade will allow the district to support an additional 13,000 computers or the 5 newest campuses and possibly room for additional 6. So the agenda item for approval is a server expansion project. And another on our board tonight is Discovery Education Multimedia Resources. I know that many students and teachers use this, and they said here for the 2016-2017 school year, over 57,000 instructional resources have been used across the district so far. So that's just renewing that contract. Another, just FYI, the Interact Conference Academy is, the 10th Annual Academy is taking place June 5th through the 9th, and we've been asked if we can stop by anytime that week to watch the teachers and what they're doing. They would love to have us. I think it's from 9 to, what is it? Does it have an hour? 9 to 4? Okay. And the other couple things I would like to report on, you know, we've been all very busy with employee banquet and the state of the district address, but I just wanted to give a little update. I also went to SurfSep, and SurfSep is, you know, the LEAF, one of their big fundraisers, and Mrs. Knight told me that they sold almost 1,300 tickets, and 23 desserts sold for over $103,000, which is the most they've ever had, and they netted over $124,000, and that money goes back to our teachers and students. And yesterday I got to go over to Fulshire High School and watch the Battle of the Bluebonnet Books. I think this is the 4th year that this year almost every school, elementary school, participated. Some had almost 2 teams where they have to see a quote from one of the books and decide which of one of the 20 books that they read where the quote came from. I don't think I could do that. But what was so much fun to watch these students, some were so eager and they'd say, I know what that book is, and then they'd get it wrong. But they were very sure about themselves, and this was funded by LEAF. Again, thank you to Janice Knight and the LEAF board for doing all that they do for our district.
Well, we both attended 2 meetings to the GNT, and I went to the CPAC.
CPAC, and then I did want to mention, this is maybe a little heralded, but a very important activity within the district. Several of us attended the LCISD ASAP graduation luncheon. How many know what ASAP means? Yeah, we got most of you don't. It's activities supporting adolescent parenting. These are kids that could have ended their careers now, but every one of them had something that they're planning doing after high school. And the thing that really struck me, we had a couple of our staff who found themselves in that situation when they were in high school, and they spoke to these children, and it was something to watch. It's a great program, encouraging these kids to go out.
Kelly Kipping and all that she does.
Finish school. Yes, Kelly Kipping does a fantastic job, so had to mention that one. I think that's all the announcements. Dr. Randall.
Mr. President, there are a few of us making our coaching debut tomorrow night. The Mustangs will have their spring blue and white game, and we have some guest coaches, Dr. Bowen and myself, and we're actually sending Ms. Hack off to Denver to go do some scouting. And we are Team Central, and we'll be going against Dr. Milstead, Craig Jaster, and Dr. Sanzo, who are Team Blue Track. It starts at 6 o'clock, and if you want to see something, you need to be there.
And where will it be? Over at
Trailer Stadium.
Trailer Stadium, okay.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Randall. Anything else? If not, we will establish the consent agenda. We'll move through this. Establish consent agenda. Item A1A, A1B, A1C, A2, B1, we need to pull B2, B3, B4, B5, B6, B7, B8, B9, B10, B11, B12, B13, B14, B15, B16, B17, B18, B19, B20, B21, B22, B23, B24, C1, C2, and D1. The only item not on the consent agenda is item B2. I entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda items.
I'll make a motion to approve the consent items.
Ms. Kaminsky, is there a second to that? Ms. Roberts? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. The motion carries. On item B2, does anybody care to make a nominated candidate for the position of the Texas Association of School Board Board of Directors?
Did we receive anything from anyone?
We have
No.
we have one, I think it's running again for that position,
Yes.
but we got a notice of that. But so if you don't care to nominate anybody on this, that item will not be addressed. We have completed the action item agenda. What we'll do now is move to the information items. We do have a presentation on the Gifted and Talented program.
Board members, Dr. Steenberger, or Mr. Steenberger, Dr. Randall, I am Valerie Anderson, Director of Advanced Studies, and I'd like to give you a 2016-17 update on the Gifted and Talented program. The state definition for gifted and talented is a GT student is a child or youth who performs at or shows the potential for performing at a remarkably high level of accomplishment when compared to others of the same age, experience, and environment, and who exhibits high performance capability in an intellectual, creative, or artistic area. They also possess an unusual capacity for leadership or excels in a specific academic field, and that's from our Texas Education Code. Our Lamar definition is very similar. A GT student performs at or shows the potential for performing at a remarkably high level of accomplishment while compared to others of the same age, experience, or environment, exhibits high performance capability in an intellectual area, or excels in a specific academic field. That's a long definition. At the very end, I'm going to give you just a mini test on that, so keep that in mind. Okay, you're asking what does the GT student look like, and we compare our GT students to bright learners versus the gifted learners. So I want you to think about somebody in your family, maybe you, maybe a significant other, and I'm going to ask you, do you think they are a bright learner or a gifted learner? The bright learner knows the answers. The gifted learner asks the questions. The bright learner has good ideas, but the gifted learner has wild, silly ideas. The bright learner requires 6 to 8 repetitions for mastery, while the gifted learner only requires 1 to 2. The bright learner works hard. The gifted learner plays around yet tests well. The bright learner is in the top group, where the gifted learner is beyond the group. The bright learner is pleased with their own learning. The gifted learner is highly self-critical. And so I would imagine, in looking at that definition, y'all are all gifted. Especially the last part, y'all are highly self-critical. Okay, I want to look at the district philosophy. There are 2 bullet points that really stick out with this philosophy, and it's that every student deserves the opportunity to advance academically as far as his or her ability, motivation, and effort can take him or her. And the second bullet would be that they have access to the opportunities as stated above and is guaranteed to every student, regardless of gender, ethnicity, economic position, language proficiency, or disability. Okay, what we're governed by is the Texas State Plan, and this is what you would see if you pulled it up on the TEA website. This provides all of the requirements and the guidance that we use. This will be rewritten in 2018. There are 5 pieces to this booklet. First one is student assessment, second is service design, the third is curriculum and instruction, the fourth is professional development, and the fifth is family community involvement. I'm going to walk you through each of these. If you open up the book, there are 3 columns in each one of those 5 sections. You'll see a C, you'll see an R, and you'll see an E. That's in compliance, that's recommended, and that's exemplary. And the recommended and the exemplary build on the actions of the compliance, so it's moving from left to right. Okay, I want to look at the state plan section 1 student assessment. When you look at student assessment, you're really looking at the written policies that you have. You're looking at transfers, furloughs, reassessments, exiting the program, and any kind of appeals that you have. They address quality and quantity, data through 3 or more measures, and they talk about access to assessment, GT services being available if needed to all populations, and that the final determination of services is by 3 people who have been trained for GT. If you were a parent in LCISD and your person was in GT, what you would receive is a profile, and that's to the far right of that, that's the white box. And what you would see in LCISD is that we use 2 forms of that quantitative piece of data, which would be the COGAT and the LSAT. For the qualitative, we have portfolios or tabs, which is like a teacher inventory. When you all finish the process, when you go from first test that you take to the appeals process, we will collect 9 pieces of data on every student. All kinders, 2nd and 5th grade, will be screened with the COGAT test. That's an automatic from our district. And the other grades, which would be grades 1, 3, and 4, are by a nomination form that fill out. The nomination can be filled out by a parent, it can be filled out by a parent, it can even be filled out by the student, him or herself. We accept nominations year-round, that's important. We identify our K through 5 on intellectual abilities, and 6 through 12 is subject-specific. We have the appeals process in LCISD, which is actually 2 levels. The first level is where we would go collect more hard data on a student, and the second piece would that we would go through parent appeals. And the parent appeals would be where they appear before a 10 to 15 member committee, which is really formed of the GT facilitators. State Plan Section 2 is service design. In elementary, K through 5, our GT students are placed in clustered classrooms with trained GT classroom teachers. Best practices when they cluster these students is to have 6 to 10 GT students in each classroom. Teachers or principals who are putting these students into classes really need to look for, is the teacher trained? That's by law, they need to be trained. Second thing is, what about student personalities or genders? And that's what a principal would look at when they put these students in cluster classes. The GT classroom teachers provide the services in the 4 cores, which is ELA, math, science, and social studies, and they add depth and complexity to the existing curriculum. GT facilitators provide advanced thinking skill development to GT students, and that is for 90 minutes a week. The GT Pullout program itself. The Pullout classes are with campuses. GT facilitators, they are 90 minutes each week, and they focus on thematic curriculum units. When we say thematic curriculum units, those are broad. Those are things like structure, power, change, conflict. And once you identify what theme you're going to teach, then you would go back and say, what are the units? Those units follow the structures of Texas Performance Standards Projects, or TPSPs. The units would be coding, CSI, countries and cultures. Those are just a few that we have up there. We write these every year. Your facilitators will write units that fall under these themes. Texas State Plan Section 2 Service Design for the secondary. The secondary in grades 6 through 8 have 4 bullets that are important. We focus on project-based learning, which are the TPSPs in pre-AP GT classes. GT students are automatically enrolled in these classes. The GT facilitators would hand basically a sheet to the campus when they're identified, and that campus would put them in the classes. The other group of students is the pre-AP student, and they would meet a successful profile before the campus would put them in there. And then you have informed enrollment. So if we have a student who really wants to be challenged, their parent can actually go to the campus and they can advocate for that student to be put in the pre-AP GT classes. GT students for grades 9 through 12. They have a differentiated curriculum in the four core areas. They have open enrollment, and then we have EOS at the high school level, which is a district initiative to encourage underrepresented students in an AP class. Okay, gifted and talented program enrollment. For the district, we have 2,624 students, last time I counted. District percentages would be 8.10%, and when you look at NAGC, our national average would be 6 to 10, so we're exactly in the middle for our GT. Okay. Section 3 is the curriculum and instruction. The most important piece out of there is that we provide an array of challenging learning experience for our students in the 4 core curricular areas, and that is K through 12. 4, which is professional development, Section 4, 4.1. All GT teachers are required to have their 30 foundational hours for professional development, and that is an initial or a foundational training. Once you get the 30, you do not have to retake the 30 at any point. We encourage our teachers to go back and refresh these. We offer these in the summer and we offer these in the fall. In 4.2C, GT teachers are required to take a 6-hour update. Most of our teachers in this district have way more than their 6 hours. They have quite a few more. Our sessions are always free. We have a Houston co-op where we allow our teachers to go outside of the district as well. Section 5, family and community involvement. Advanced studies and GT facilitators all have web pages, and they usually communicate through electronic communication. Our GT informational meetings are for newly identified. Next year we'll have 2. We have a GT parent advisory committee that meets 4 times a year. We have Mr. Steenbergen and Ms. Kaminsky, who attended our last one. We have annual survey that we conduct for the GT program. That's an in-house survey, and we break that up into 3 pieces. It's 6 through 5, it's K through 5, it's 6 through 8, and 9 through 12. We rotate. This year we're on 9 through 12. Okay, you are invited to every one of the events. What is listed here is next year's GT PAC, Parent Advisory Committee meetings. They are always at Lamar High School for next year, and we have 2 informational meetings for our newly identified students. Okay, legislative update. There are 2 of these. We have Senate Bill 2145. This was created by Larry Taylor with help of the Equity Center, and it was really to simplify school finance. I'm sure y'all know that. And when they started looking at this particular bill, they thought that in the original format that it appealed the GT allotment, and that GT allotment they thought was appealed because of the 4 groups that they listed. They said it was ELL, SPED, EcoDis, and students receiving training for technical jobs. And when they listed those 4, some unhappy GT parents and unhappy GT educators went to Larry Taylor and said, why are the GT left out? And so he said that was a mistake, and if you look at the update for 421, the Senate Education Committee will go back to amend that so they will restore the statutory reference for GT allotment. That's good news, very good news. Okay, House Bill 2093, the most important part of this is in 39.001, where they are calling for a study and a report concerning consideration of performance of gifted and talented students under the public school accountability system. So we'll wait and see what that holds. And so I want to go back to the definition because I said you were going to have a test. So here's the definition. And so what sticks out in this definition? The very last line, which y'all would have never guessed, I want to focus on exhibits high performance capability. So what does that look like in LCISD? Let me tell you what it looks like. It looks like this. Did you see him tonight?
Yes.
Okay. This is the gold medalist in MathCon, Chicago, Illinois. It looks like this. First place in the Houston Federal Reserve Bank essay contest. It looks like this, your national merit finalist. It looks like this, your valedictorians and salutatorians. It looks like this, the Quest Bridge finalist. It looks like this, someone who performed with the National Honor Choir, long way away, Minneapolis. And it looks like this, NASA Aerospace Scholars. But there's one person that sticks out, and he's our youngest. He's in 4th grade. He lives in Kendleton, and he attends Beasley Elementary. 2 weeks ago, he attended the CSI field trip at the Rosenberg Crime Lab. They do this every year with GT students. His name is Jaquias McDade. He was so impressive that Sheriff Nels, in the 8 years that we've been going, has given this student, for the first time in our GT history, the Sheriff's Challenge coin, and that was for his excellence in answers that he gave in the group time and time again. He was honored at the last GT PAC meeting, the Parent Advisory Committee, and LCISD and Advanced Studies gave him a $30 movie pass. And I don't know what was more important, the movie pass or the medal. So Sheriff Knowles told him to come back next year. He's only in 4th grade, and so we will see if he gets another medal for 5th grade. I'll keep you updated. Any questions?
Very good presentation.
Great, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Give us an update.
Thank you.
Do we have any further questions on the information item? If not, this time we'll move into closed session. We'll adjourn to closed session pursuant to Texas Government Code Sections 551.071, 551.072, 551.074, and 551.082 of the Open Meetings Act.
At 7:56.
Thank you. Open session at 8:19. Do we have any motions based on our closed session?
Mr. Chairman, I move that the Board of Trustees approve personnel as presented with the addendum.
A second to that?
A second.
Ms. Roberts, any discussion? All in favor, please say aye. Aye opposed? There are none. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, I move that the Board of Trustees approve renewal of contracts for administrators who are late hires.
Have a second to that?
Second.
Ms. Roberts, any discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
There are none opposed. Motion carries. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, I move that the Board of Trustees approve the employment of Valerie Vogt as the Chief Academic Officer of LCISD.
I second it.
Second that with Ms. Kaminsky. Discussion on that? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? There are none. Thank you. Motion carries.
Mr. Chairman, I move that the Board of Trustees approve the recommendation of Brian Jordan as the principal of Travis Elementary School.
Have a second to that?
I'll second it.
Dan Zinger, any discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? There are none. Thank you. The motion carries.
Mr. Chairman, I move that the Board of Trustees approve the recommended settlement in connection with OCR complaint number 0616159.
Ms. Kaminsky seconds that. Any discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? There are none. The motion carries. Thank you very much. That takes care of the action items from closed session. Any future agenda items?
I request that we get something to vote on for the natatorium and other the fees. We had a point.
Yes.
Request
Are they
that.
going to bring that for next time?
That was the goal.
We should.
Okay. We should.
They'll have the
Yes,
information
that was the
ready.
intention, to give us information this time to have that prepared for us to act on this next meeting.
Okay.
That will be on the agenda. Thank you. Okay, any upcoming meetings and events you want to talk about? Let us know about.
Next week, on Thursday, we have the Teacher of the Year, LCTA banquet.
Yes.
24th.
In Arredondo on the 24th.
24th is having
Science,
Day.
their Science Day
Yes.
from 8 to 2.
Yes, that they'd like for us
And
to stop by.
commencement.
And commencement.
Commencement.
We got to get them all graduated.
3 places at one time. And good luck to Foster.
Any
Keep
other,
us posted.
They won?
They won tonight.
any other upcoming meetings or events you want to let us know about? Anything in the staff?
Good.
No further comments. This meeting stands adjourned at 8:22.